Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy. I am here to bring you your astrological analysis for the month of May 2021. Shout out to the Taurus Bull Gang. Happy birthday to you all. I hope you are enjoying your season. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good night, deuces, greetings and salutations, all that good stuff. So let's hop right in, all right? So today is the 27th. Today, we'll start with Pluto being in Capricorn, okay? Because Pluto went to retrograde today, all right, in Capricorn. And so it's going to be in retrograde until October 5th, okay? So all of the summer. Usually Pluto goes into retrograde about 5 months out of the year every year. So around this time is when we're usually, if you take a look at what was going on. For those of you who were following the channel last year, you know what was going on last year with all the retrogrades and how I was doing readings for you guys for all the planets, letting you know what area of your chart that it's going to be affecting you and then what you might see. So just on a general basis, as far as globally, Pluto is in the 10th house right now, which is the house of Capricorn. So Pluto is a planet that deals with power and control issues. Okay, so that's just a quick, simple way to talk about Pluto. Of course, there's more in-depth information and a lot that goes with it, but just to keep it simple for those who are, somewhat new to astrology and just trying to get their head around things, just understand that Pluto is the planet that deals with power struggles, okay? And so when a planet goes in retrograde, what we do is we reflect on whatever the planet represents. So Pluto represents power control struggles, power control issues. It could be with yourself, with habits, or it could be with people. Okay. So when Pluto's in retrograde, what we're doing is we're reflecting on power and control issues that we have with ourselves, within ourselves, and internally, and then those power and control struggles externally to us. Now, how are we going to see that manifested? Well, we're going to see that manifested through the 10th house, which is the energy of Capricorn. So for some people, you're going to be questioning your career aspirations, the things that you wanted to be known as far as your professional achievements, your professional endeavors. Some of you are questioning, am I happy with the career that I'm in? Did I make the mark that I wanted to make? Did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish career-wise or professional achievement-wise, professional development-wise? If not, what can I do to better that? What can I do? Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to apply for a promotion? Do I want to switch careers altogether? We're also going to see power and control issues with the government. So that's why there's a lot of protests going on, because the house of Capricorn, the 10th house, deals with government. Okay, it deals with authority, which globally is represented through government. But it deals with it on a larger scale, and it also deals with it on a minor scale, which is individually, your internal government, okay, which is your morals and your ethics. So you're going to see people who, for example, they may want to change the way people see them, because the 10th house deals with your reputation and how people see you, whether on a professional level or on a personal level. So with Pluto, the power struggles there going in retrograde, if it's not about professional career achievements, it could be about how people see you. So a very simple example would be somebody who, say there is a person who is a prostitute, okay? This prostitute is known throughout the community as the prostitute. So those who are in that, who are interested in that particular type of service will visit the prostitute, right? So this prostitute has clientele, because we're talking about business, we're talking about the 10th house, we're talking about Capricorn, okay? But it's a moral issue. For a lot of people, Capricorn deals with morals. So say this prostitute now decides with Pluto retro, because there's power control issues, power control. So maybe this prostitute is having power and control issues morally, saying, okay, this is not what I want to do, but this is what makes me money. This is what allows me to afford the lifestyle that I live, the luxurious lifestyle that I live, the nice house, the nice cars. People don't know that, only my clients know what I do, right? So maybe this person is deciding that they want to, with the power and control struggles within, their moral clock is telling them, okay, I can't be doing this forever. I need to give this up. So somebody could be thinking about changing their their environment and how people see them. Okay, so that's one thing. That's just a simple example of what people are going to be going through with power and control issues internally. Externally, it could be with your boss. You could be having some issues with your job. You could be having some issues with your colleagues and your coworkers. And now that Pluto's in retrograde, you're looking at that struggle, that power and control struggle that's happening externally to you, to determine if you want to do something about it, if it's worth your time or effort, or how you're going to address the issue. So that could be going on as well. Also with life goals in general, people are now starting to think about what it is that I want to do. How do I want to do things? I need to be more disciplined. I need to be more conservative with my goals and the way that I spend my time and who I spend it with and what I do and what I don't do. Those types of things. On a government level, like I said, you're going to see a lot of protests, which is what you already see now. Okay, especially in different areas of life, when we're talking about what's going on with the pandemic, people not agreeing with what's going on with the government and what they're doing and their plan. Some people don't know there's a plan. Some people don't know that this is a grand scheme that is, been devised to control population. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people think it's conspiracy, but you're going to start seeing with Pluto in retrograde the power and control issues with people versus the government, and you're going to start seeing things be revealed to you where it's like, oh, it wasn't a conspiracy. They are trying to control us and things like that. I mean, for example, quick example real quick before we move on. I just saw the other day, and I posted on my comment page too, a comment from somebody that I like to check out because I like some of the things that she talks about. But on the news, there was some type of event that went on. I don't know where it was, but I was in the lobby and CNN had it on, and it was a banner at the bottom of the screen that said, that an event, if you don't have proof that you've had a shot, you can't attend this event. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then they're talking about the stuff with the vaccines and getting a passport confirming that you have a vaccine. So you mean to tell me people are not going to be able to travel because they don't have a vaccine? That doesn't make sense. So the people who have the vaccine are the ones who are making these rules. It's not the people who don't have the vaccine. The thing is if you have the vaccine, why are you afraid of being infected? If you already have the vaccine, like, what's your deal? But at any rate, I digress with that. This is not a political forum or at this point, but these are some of the things that people are talking about when you have Pluto in retrograde in the house of Capricorn that deals with government and authority and people's moral values and what's moral and what's ethical and what's not. Okay, so moving on. Oh, I told you Pluto will be in retrograde till October 10th, right? I mean, October 5th. So this is all going to be going on. Now, Pluto also deals with death and rebirth. So, I did a whole series on Pluto throughout the signs. That'll be attached at the end of this video. Feel free to check that out. But Pluto does deal with physical death, okay? So there could be issues, from people who passed away, unresolved crimes, unresolved issues, people's guilt in being involved in people's deaths or crimes. Some of that energy is going to start coming back in the form of guilt. Okay, again, we're dealing with morals and values here. So a lot of people are going to be dealing with some guilt from things that they've done or things that they've been known to do. And they may want to, change their ways and change how they're seen. That could be the case. All right. So Pluto is the co-ruler of Scorpio, okay? Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on. Hold on a sec. So yeah, Pluto rules Scorpio. It's the co-ruler. And then Mars is the main ruler. So we have the Pluto retrograde going on, and today's the 27th. And another element of Scorpio is what we're dealing with right now, because we're dealing with the elements of the Scorpio full moon. The Scorpio full moon began on the 26th of April. Today is the 27th. So we're still in the very potent stages of it. We're going to be feeling this full moon and Scorpio energy for the next 2 weeks until we get to the new moon in Taurus on May 11th. So I did a video with the full moon in Scorpio for all the signs. So make sure you check that out. It'll be attached at the end of this video. Okay. We also are dealing with, what other signs are we dealing with? Hold on with all that noise. Hold on. All right. So next on the agenda is we're going to talk about, Taurus, because right now, as of the April 27th, the time of this recording, we have 3 planets in the house of Taurus. We have Uranus there. Actually, we have 4. We have Uranus there, we have Mercury there, we have Venus there, and we have the Sun in Taurus. So there's a lot of energy going on in Taurus. Hold on a sec. I'm so sorry I have to keep pausing this video because I don't know what's going on. There's some type of something going on with all these motorcycles and they're just going ham. And when I think they're going to stop, they start again. But moving on. So we got Mercury, Uranus, and Venus all in Taurus. Uranus is there and it's been there for a little while now. Uranus is the planet of surprise. It could be, you know, a negative surprise. It could be a positive surprise. And it's not fun if it's negative and it's unexpected. Also, Uranus deals with that rebellion, okay? It deals with people who rebel against what's going on. It deals with people who tap into their ingenious, their uniqueness, their original self. This is people who may rebel against everything that they've been doing and decide to do something different. Okay. Mercury deals with communication and the processing of information. So if I said, go to hell, you're like, why would she say that? What is she talking about? You know, that's the processing of information. So not only do we do with Mercury deals with communication, it deals with the processing of what you hear. And communication is just not verbal. You know, people communicate with their hands, their clothes, the way they stand, their mannerisms. So it's all about communication. Also, we have Venus in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. Okay. Venus is the planet of love, and it's about money and your capacity to love. This is about gaining money or losing money. So Uranus also deals with technology. Mercury deals with communication. Venus deals with money. Taurus itself, where all these planets are, is the house of your value, your personal value, what you feel is important to you, self-value. How people treat you, which talks about how you value yourself, the people that you deal with and how they treat you. And it also talks about how much money you make. All right. So these three planets here in Taurus, there have been a lot of people, especially now that we're moving into this new age, post-COVID, a lot of brick and mortar businesses have shut down. So people had to find ways to make money. So a lot of people are going online to make money because Uranus deals with the internet. It deals with sciences, astrology, astronomy, things like that. Mercury is about communicating. So communicating those ideas online via Uranus. And Venus is here because it's how you make money. So a lot of people are looking at how to go online and make money. So that does correlate a little bit with the Pluto and Capricorn energy, because Pluto is what you do to make money. Taurus is how much you make doing it. Okay, so a lot of people have switched up. A lot of people are doing things online or have done things online because they needed to supplement the income that they were no longer making in the traditional brick and mortar environments that shut down due to the COVID pandemic. But what we're seeing is on May 3rd and on May 8th, Venus and Mercury are moving out of Taurus and they're going into the house of Gemini. So Mercury rules Gemini, okay? And Gemini is also in the North Node. So, you know, there's a lot of communication, a lot of things going on the media, you know, whether it's the media online or the media on TV, the news, the information that we're getting, how we process things that happen to us, all of that stuff is going to fall under Gemini. Gemini rules the third house. Okay, so that's about what's going on in your environment. So going to be a lot of local travel. You know, people may not be traveling abroad or may not be going too far, but there's going to be a lot of local travel within your area, within your state, especially as we get towards the end of the month for Memorial Day. But also keep in mind that Mercury is going to go retrograde. When does Mercury go retrograde? It goes retrograde on the 29th, but anytime a planet goes retrograde, we have a pre-shadow period that starts 2 weeks prior. So around May 15th is when we're going to start feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde. Not only are we going to be feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde around that time, we're also going to be experiencing a lunar eclipse on May 26th. But approximately 2 weeks prior to that, we'll start feeling those lunar energies, which will be around the 13th. So between May 13th and 15th, we'll be feeling those energies from the lunar eclipse that's coming, as well as the full Mercury retrograde. So we got that going on. Now, a lot of people are spending money too. There are a lot of people who were doing well during this retrograde. There were a lot of people who were blessed. And these are people who, over the last decade, were doing well as far as treating people well, doing what they were supposed to be doing. And so those people are doing well now. You have some people who are not doing so well, and that could have a lot to do with, a minor amount of it has to do with COVID. COVID is just like the icing on the cake. But there are some other issues and other things that went on for some people who are not doing so well, where now karma is catching up to them, because this is the season of karma right now for all of us. So some of us are doing well, some of us are not. So a lot of people are doing well. A lot of people are spending money, making money, and you'll see that around you if you just take a look at your friends and family around you. And then you'll see the opposite as well. Some people doing really bad, maybe need a place to stay, can't even afford to take care of themselves. And that could be because these people were quote unquote planting bad seeds over the last decade. And again, karma is what we're all reaping right now. So just pay attention to the things around you. There are going to be a lot of people who might be a little hostile, a lot of frustration. And with that Pluto retrograde, people are looking back at themselves with the power and control issues that they've had, whether they were trying to control other people. And now they look back at it and they're feeling remorseful because things are not going their way, which is why the universe does that. It puts things in our way to tell us, look, stop. I need you to stop and think about what you did. And so, a person will say, damn, why is everything going so crazy in my life? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Everything's going bonkers. I don't understand. And so you'll start to think back, okay, what did I do to deserve this? And what will happen is instinctively, who you did wrong, whether you want to accept it or deny it, will come to mind. That's what's going to be going on with the Pluto retrograde as well. So these people who have done wrong and done people dirty, they're getting their karma right now, and you may see it. Okay? So we got Mars. Mars is in Cancer. Okay? Mars and Cancer are like a teenage, how can we say this? How can I say this? Mars to me is like that boy at heart who didn't grow up, and he lives in his mom's basement. He's like 30 years old, but he still acts like a 17-year-old because mom is still washing his clothes, making his bed, cooking his food. And Mars is just like you see the two entities in one household, it's just craziness, right? So just imagine a grown man who has not fully matured, because Mars is like that boyish energy, that masculine boyish energy. It's undisciplined, it's unrivaled, it's a warrior spirit, all right? And it's in the house of Cancer. Cancer is the house that represents your mother, your emotions, your feelings, that nourishing, nurturing energy in your in your formative year, in your childhood years. So Mars doesn't really get along here, so you're going to get a lot of people who are frustrated. Plus, with this Pluto retrograde, there could be some upheaval, okay? People could really be getting violent. You got to be careful. It's going to be a crazy summer, just like it is every summer. Just be careful. Count to 10, okay? Because a lot of people are going to be remorseful and still suffering from the things that they've done that they're getting karma for. And this is basically what we're going to be seeing the rest of the year. This is a number 5 year, the year of change. So there's going to be good change, negative change, but everybody's going to start seeing change if they haven't already. Due to COVID, people are going to start seeing change in their life. And it's like, how do you adapt to it? The way you adapt to it is based on how you're equipped or what you're equipped to deal with. And if you've been doing things that you shouldn't be doing, it's going to be very difficult for you to be successful unless you look back and say, okay, damn, I did this wrong. So you may have some people who might want to apologize to you. But during these 2 weeks right here, between now and May 11th, I wouldn't accept no apologies from anyone with this full moon in Scorpio energy, because this full moon in Scorpio started yesterday on the 26th, and it's very potent. It's very toxic energy. People coming back with ulterior motives, because the Scorpio energy deals with hidden motives, hidden agendas. It deals with ulterior motives. It deals with criminal activity. Things that you can't see is what the Scorpio deals with, okay? So when someone goes in the bathroom, and whatever they're doing, that's Scorpio energy. If somebody has somebody, it deals with criminal activity. If somebody, God forbid, has somebody tied up in their basement, that's Scorpionic energy. It deals with criminology. So that, with the Pluto retrograde going on right now, and Mars in Cancer, you got to be careful out here. You got to be careful. You got to watch yourself, watch what you say to people, watch who you allow back into your life, especially if you cut these people out because they were not doing you well. A lot of them are suffering. And so what they're doing is they're trying to come back to leech off of people that they've been leeching off of because their world is starting to crumble. So they're trying to basically drag you to hell with them. Be careful. I can't stress this enough, guys. All right. On a global scale with the Mars and Cancer energy, Mars is all about go, go, go. It's all about aggression. All right. But people are going to be aggressive with their emotions and feelings because that's what Cancer represents, the emotions and feelings. So a lot of people are going to be riled up. So you just got to be careful and just keep your feet 10 toes down. Do what you got to do. Mind your business and count to 10 because this is not the time to be arguing with people and throwing your chest out. It's not the time with these planetary alignments the way they are. People will die. People will get frustrated and aggravated. Okay, we got Mercury and Gemini as well, so that's all about driving, road rage. Okay, you know, people going on vacation, wanting to go out and get away, and a lot of people are going to be on the roads. Okay, you got to be careful your temper, you got to be careful your energy that you give out. Now, Pisces, we got Jupiter going there. Jupiter's going into Pisces on May 13th, and we got Neptune already there. Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune's all about the creative imagination. It's all about illusions. It's all about glamorizing things or embellishing things, making it more than what it is. It's all about psychic abilities as well. And then we have Jupiter. Jupiter is all about taking risk. It's all about expansion and growth and more and more and more. All right. And we got that in the house of Pisces. Okay. So we're going to see these energies manifested because Neptune rules Pisces, which is good. And the great thing about Neptune being here and Jupiter being here is Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces. Okay. So Jupiter and Neptune are here at Pisces and they're at home in Pisces. So we're going to be seeing more people being charitable on the flip side of all of this stuff that's going on. The negative aspects, the positive aspects are we're going to see people who are being more charitable, people more artistic, more creative, more dedicated, people who are humble, who use their imagination to create things. So, you know, we're going to have movies coming out. All right. People who are more impressionable. That's more towards Leo season, though. People who are more idealistic. We also have a lot of people who are awakening as well to their higher selves and what their goals are and why they're here. So you'll see more people tapping into the mystical energies, the spiritual energies. But we have to be careful with this energy that we don't fall into a form of carelessness or escapism by, you know, a lot of people not being able to deal with the harsh realities of what's going on in their life. So you'll be seeing people using drugs, you know, trying to find things to cope, doing things to cope, whatever toxic energies or intoxicants they want to participate in that helps them to deal. It could be gambling, you know, it could be anything. So you're going to see a rise in that, you know, and that's going to be an indicator that people are not doing well. You know, when you see a lot of people who are drunk all the time or, you know, high all the time or, you know, they're dealing with some demons. Okay. Aquarius energy. We have Saturn there, and Saturn is going retrograde as well, y'all. Saturn is going retrograde on the 22nd, and the pre-shadow stages begins on May 8th. So Aquarius is all about innovation. It's all about forward movement. It's all about your hopes and dreams. It's also about your social life, like friends, like-minded individuals. It's all about your organizations and your groups that you join for one common cause and goal. We have Saturn in there. Saturn is the planet of rules. Saturn is the planet of discipline. Saturn is the planet of restriction, where Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Saturn is the planet of restriction. Okay, so this is me eating all I want. This is me on a diet. All right, so we got that diet energy in the house of Aquarius. So this is a lot of people. Saturn also deals with the rules and regulations and law, okay? Because remember we were talking about Capricorn and rules and regulations. Well, Saturn rules Capricorn. So Saturn is now in Aquarius, ruling shit over here in Aquarius. So with Saturn in retrograde, which was retrograde last year, okay? With Saturn in retrograde, Saturn makes you stop and say, okay, Saturn is Father Time. Here we go with these things again. So Saturn is Father Time. So Saturn is in retrograde to tell you, okay, you've outgrown this. Okay, you need to change your patterns and routines because that's what Saturn governs as well. Your patterns, your routines about things. You need to change it. So what we're going to be seeing is, for example, what's going on right now, police reform. Okay, but that's been going on, but we're going to start seeing it even more so as Saturn enters into the pre-shadow stage on May 8th, which is what 2 weeks away. So, we see a lot of that's going on. That's just an example with police reform, and what's going on with that. And if you're watching the news or you see in the news, you're seeing there's a lot of reform going on. I was just looking at the news, was it yesterday? And was it, what was it? I forget what country, it was Kentucky. Okay, I believe it was Louisville. Where the young sister was killed. The police came into her apartment. She was an EMT or a paramedic, and they ended up killing her. So they were doing some reform in Kentucky. That was on the news yesterday. And then, of course, we had the Chauvin case that was going on. And then, between the case beginning with that, we've had some more incidences where people were killed by police. There was a young teenage girl who was going to stab someone, and she ended up being shot and killed by the police. There's controversy with that. There was a young boy in Chicago who got killed. There was another boy, I forget where he was, in the South, and they said that he had a gun, and the woman said, "Oh, I'm grabbing my taser." The police woman said, "I'm grabbing my taser," and she ends up grabbing her gun and shoots him. So there's a lot going on with police reform, so you're going to be seeing all that all over the place because, frankly, things need to be done. But that's just an example of Saturn and Aquarius in retrograde. So retrograde with the Saturn energy is going to say, okay, the rules and regulations we have in place don't work anymore. Because that's what Saturn does. It tells you it doesn't work anymore. You put on a pair of pants that you had 5 years ago, you obviously are not going to be able to wear it. Most people are not going to be able to wear those. And that's Saturn telling you things have changed. And you need to change with it. Either you lose weight so you can fit in those pants, or you go buy some new ones. But you can't wear those same ones the way you had it. All right. And so Saturn, the effects of Saturn can be very harsh. Okay. Because remember, Saturn deals with time and it deals with karma. So we got a lot going on this summer. Okay. With all of these planets, this spring and this summer, rather, with all of these planets and everything that's going on. So if there's nothing more that I can emphasize is be thankful. Speak to your spirit guides, your guardian angels, and ancestors, and tell them how thankful you are. Show gratitude, because that will bring more gratitude and more blessings into your life by just being thankful what you have. Even if you don't have anything, be thankful for not having anything. Be thankful that you can have a prayer and say thank you for not whatever. Okay, just show gratitude. The universe is only going to bless you with more when you show you have gratitude. If you walk around with an ungracious heart, the universe is going to give you what it is that you're manifesting out of yourself. So you're going to have more calamity. You're going to have more drama, more stress in your life. Try to focus on the blessings that you have. If you really don't know what they are, write them down. The first thing is that you can write it down. That's a blessing. Okay? That you're able to write. That you're able to stop and say, okay, let me be thankful for what I do have. Start with that. What else is going on with you guys? I'm trying to think. Oh, I told you about the lunar eclipse. We got a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius at the end of the month on the 26th. But I'll start talking with you about that more. I may do a reading for you guys for all the signs like I've been doing for the major placements that come up. So I'll probably do one for, I don't know if I'm going to do one for Mercury retrograde. Everybody knows about, maybe I will. I'll do one for Mercury retrograde, and I'll do one for the Saturn retrograde and for the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse as well. So those things are going to come towards the middle or towards the end of the month. So that's what we got going on. All right. In the meantime, like I said, you got some people who are doing really well, spending money, people buying houses, moving into new places. A lot of people relocating is what I'm getting here too. Okay. A lot of people moving around, changing locations. A lot of people changing professions, changing jobs. Okay. A lot of people just clearing out any negative energy that you have in your closet. Pluto's going to clear it out for you. That's why Pluto goes in retrograde. Your closet talks about any emotional baggage that you might have from things that you may have done or things that may have been done to you that you've not fully accepted and processed and let go. Pluto's going to bring that to the forefront to you. So you may, whatever comes to your mind on a regular basis of something that happened to you in the past, that's Pluto's way of telling you you need to deal with it. Okay. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope that you have the best May that you can possibly have. All right. Also keep in mind for Taurus, North Node, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, you get 50% off of tarot card readings numbers 2, 3, and 4 all throughout Taurus season, okay? The information will be in the box below. Scroll all the way down to the tarot card section. If you need to reach me, I'm at 8thhouseenergy@gmail.com. If you've not subscribed, please feel free to do so and hit the notification bell. I post every week for all placements. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves.